For centuries, the Persian Empire stood as a beacon of power and prosperity, a vast realm stretching from the sands of Egypt to the fertile valleys of India. Under the reign of King Darius, it seemed invincible, a tapestry woven with diverse cultures and unimaginable wealth and power. Yet, whispers of discontent echoed through the streets as a young conqueror from Macedonia named Alexander, with ambition burning in his chest and an army loyal to his cause, he set his sights on dismantling the seemingly invincible Persian Empire. As the sun rose each day, casting long shadows over the palaces and temples, news of Alexander's victories spread like wildfire, igniting both fear and admiration amongst the Persian populace. King Darius could not ignore this threat. He knew that to maintain his grip on such a sprawling empire, he would have to act decisively. Calling upon his most trusted generals, Darius devised a plan that would highlight Persian might, while also addressing the growing unrest among his subjects. He understood that a display of strength was necessary, not just against Alexander, but also to reaffirm loyalty within his ranks. The king ordered fortifications to be strengthened across key cities and initiated campaigns to rally support from local leaders who had begun contemplating rebellion in light of Alexander's successes. Meanwhile, whispers reached Darius's ears of Alexander's unyielding strategy, his ability to inspire men through bold tactics and charismatic leadership. The young conqueror was not merely an adversary. He embodied the aspirations of those who sought change from ancient traditions held tightly by monarchs like Darius. This realization fueled a fire within the king, compelling him to shift tactics towards fostering unity among his diverse subjects, rather than relying solely on brute force. As tensions escalated with each passing day, it became clear that this clash would determine not just territory, but also ideologies. The age-old struggle between established empires and rising powers driven by revolutionary ideals. And so, as war drums began their ominous beat in the distance, both leaders prepared for an inevitable confrontation that promised to reshape history itself. Each decision they made could either solidify their legacy or lead them into oblivion, a testament not only to military prowess, but also to vision in an ever-changing world. As Alexander the Great boldly marched eastward, he encountered a myriad of formidable challenges that would test his mettle and resolve. At the outset, the Persian forces, underestimating this young conqueror, who was often dismissed as merely a boy king, scoffed at his audacity to challenge their long-standing might and dominance in the region. This arrogance proved to be a grave miscalculation on their part. However, it was during critical battles, such as Granicus and Issus, that Alexander's unparalleled tactical brilliance truly emerged. He employed innovative strategies that not only surprised, but utterly confounded the Persian forces. His use of flanking maneuvers, combined with rapid cavalry charges, revolutionized traditional concepts of warfare and turned the tide in favor of his smaller army. At the same time, Darius III faced a monumental struggle to maintain control over his sprawling empire. The vastness of Persia created an environment ripe for internal strife. Satraps, regional governors, who were increasingly discontented with centralized authority, began to resent Darius's rule and sought to establish their power bases independent from him. This brewing dissent became even more pronounced as news of Alexander's stunning victories spread like wildfire throughout Persia. The tales of his strategic prowess ignited a sense of unease among those loyal to Darius, leading many to question the stability and strength of their once unified empire. As these fractures deepened under mounting pressure from within and outside its borders, it became clear that Alexander's campaign could potentially reshape not just battlefields, but also political landscapes across regions previously thought invulnerable to challenges from ambitious rivals like him. The decisive moment came at the Gaugamela battlefield where destiny would be forged. Darius assembled an army far larger than Alexander's, but failed to unite them under a common purpose. In contrast, Alexander inspired unwavering loyalty among his troops with rousing speeches that ignited their spirits. As dawn broke over Gaugamela, dust swirled around them like ghosts of fallen warriors past. The clash was monumental. Arrows darkened the sky as swords clashed against shields. In a moment that would echo through history, Alexander spotted Darius amidst the chaos and charged forward with a ferocity unmatched by any warrior before him. Darius fled in fear as panic spread through his ranks, a symbol of an empire crumbling under its weight and the disarray of its leadership. The once mighty Persian forces faltered, their resolve shattered by the relentless advance of Alexander's smaller yet fiercely determined contingent. Each soldier fought not just for victory, but for the man who had inspired them to believe that they could achieve greatness against overwhelming odds. As Alexander closed in on Darius, he was a whirlwind of strategic brilliance and raw determination, navigating through the battlefield with an agility that left his opponents bewildered. His every command resonated with purpose. His troops moved like a well-oiled machine, each action a testament to their training and loyalty. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting an oppressive heat over the combatants. The cries of warriors echoed around them, both triumphant and despairing, as history shifted beneath their feet. It was not merely a battle for land. It was a clash of ideologies, of freedom against oppression, and Alexander embodied that fight. With one final push, he reached Darius's chariot, where fear had taken root in the heart of Persia's king. In that moment, time seemed to freeze. A pivotal encounter between two destinies entwined by ambition and fate. Though Darius had commanded vast armies and riches beyond compare, it was Alexander's indomitable spirit that would carve his name into legend. This confrontation at Gaugamela would not just determine who ruled over vast territories. It would set into motion an era defined by Hellenistic culture, a legacy built on courage where one man's vision transformed chaos into order across continents. As the dust settled on this decisive moment in history, it became clear true power lies not solely in numbers, but in unwavering conviction and fierce loyalty to an inspiring leader whose dreams were as boundless as they were bold. This battle marked more than a military triumph. It heralded the dawn of new possibilities shaped by bravery against all odds. With Darius's retreat marking a pivotal victory for Alexander, cities across Persia began to surrender one by one. The once mighty empire fell into disarray as local leaders sought alliances with the young conqueror rather than face annihilation at his hands. Alexander's vision extended beyond mere conquest. He sought to blend cultures rather than erase them. He adopted Persian customs and married into royal families, strategies that won him both the respect and loyalty of those he conquered. This approach not only facilitated smoother governance, but also fostered a sense of unity among the diverse populations within his expanding realm. As towns and cities fell under his influence, cultural exchanges flourished. Greek philosophy mingled with Persian art, while local traditions found new life in Alexander's grand vision. Moreover, Alexander understood that a successful empire required more than just military might. He established trade routes, enhancing economic ties between various regions and ensuring that the people benefited from their newfound connection to the wider world. By promoting commerce and shared prosperity, he effectively transformed former enemies into partners in progress. However, this delicate balance was not without its challenges. Traditionalists within Persia viewed Alexander's integration efforts with suspicion and hostility. Some local leaders feared losing their identities amid this cultural amalgamation, leading to sporadic uprisings that tested Alexander's resolve. Yet each time dissent arose, he deftly navigated these tensions through diplomacy rather than brute force. As word of his achievements spread across the known world, many began to see him as more than a conqueror. He was becoming a symbol of possibility and innovation in an age defined by rigid boundaries and feuding factions. The legacy he built was one founded on respect, accompanied by unyielding ambition. In time, what remained of Persia transformed under Alexander's rule into a new era, a fusion of Greek and Persian cultures that would influence generations to come. As he stood atop Persepolis, overlooking what was once an emblem of Persian supremacy, now reshaped by his hand, he understood that it wasn't just military might that brought down empires, but also vision and adaptability. Alexander's conquest of Persia was more than just a military victory. It was a clash of civilizations, a turning point in history. He not only brought down an empire, but laid the foundation for a new world order, a legacy that echoes even today. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more historical tales.